friends! So I just went to FiveBelow for the very first time. I knew of it, but I had never been because I wasn't sure what kind of store it was, what it was about, the sorts of things you could get there, etc. My son's behavior therapist actually was the one that turned me on to this place because she's always buying little knickknacks and toys and games to play with my son while she's here, because that's the sort of thing that like helps motivate him to work. So she knows that if she asks him to do these 5 tasks, at the end of it he's gonna get to play with whatever, and that's what's gonna get him from A to B. And she was telling me this past week that she wanted to get him a couple more things because he was requesting to play with certain games and toys that I don't have. So she was gonna take it upon herself to get them. And I was like, no, please, I appreciate it so much, because really I do. But don't spend your money on stuff that you're gonna play with my kid. Like, I'll get it. Chill, don't worry. I've been wanting to go to this place anyways and check it out for myself. So I did. And I decided I'd take my son with me because that way he could choose what he wants to work for, right? Well, he really liked the place. He climbed into the cart, which those carts are not meant for children, by the way. And everything we walked past that caught his eye, he would just whoop, 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 whoop. And he's never been the type, usually when we go into a store, he immediately asks me for my phone, or he begrudgingly walks next to me because he just wants to get this trip over with. He was absolutely enthralled by the place and just wanted to know what else they had. So, because I spent way too much money, I want to show you guys what we got. I was actually shocked because they had toys and games and like seasonal items and stuff. I was expecting all of that because somebody told me that it was kind of like the Dollar Tree on steroids. But they also had makeup and clothes and workout gear. So much stuff. As always, my hauls are not spawn. I paid for all of this. I just wanted to show you guys what I got. Either to inspire you to shop as well, or perhaps you want to shop vicariously through me. Whatever the case may be. So first, my son picked up a ukulele. Because of course he did. He's actually been on a huge music kick lately, and my husband plays all sorts of instruments, and so lately my husband's been working on his guitars a lot, and my son loves walking past them and just every chance he gets. So he saw this and he was like, a guitar for me, it's my size. And yeah, he's just been walking around the house just since we came home. So I don't know how long this is gonna last. I don't know what sort of use we're gonna get out of it, but he really likes this. And this was $5. I think most of the things I bought today are $5. If there's anything in here that isn't, I'll let you know. The next thing we got is something that I actually picked out. This is a voice changer, and this was $5 as well. So this kind of reminds me of, if you've ever seen Bob's Burgers, how Gene likes to stand outside with the meow meow bar and like farting at people with the robot voice changer. Hilarious show, but I digress. I thought this would be a good tool actually for he and the therapist to use, or for me to use with him, because even if I can just get him to yell into it, when he sees that it changes his voice and it's like a cause and effect type thing, he might be more inclined to vocalize with it. And in case you're new to my channel, my son does have nonverbal autism. So anything that we can do to kind of encourage him to use his voice is always a big thing. Luckily, thankfully, we have made a lot of progress in the last few years in getting him to communicate both with American Sign Language and with a PEC system on his iPad, so an assistive communication device. But of course, anytime that we can get him to vocalize is always a huge win. So I think that this will be a fun way to try to get him to do that. Now, the next few things are things that he chose for himself. We were walking down the aisles and he was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is a Minnie Mouse memory game. So it just brings a bunch of pairs of cards for you to match to one another. Or if you're more advanced, then you could put them all upside down and then flip over 2 at a time until you get a pair. He loves Minnie Mouse. Minnie Mouse is his favorite of all the Disney characters, and we're a very big Disney family around here. I don't mind my son loving Minnie Mouse. I don't mind my son loving pink things. That's totally okay with me. And so when he saw this, I knew that he was going to want it, and sure enough, this game was actually $3.25. The next game he picked out was this Pop the Pig but it's like Trouble. That board game Trouble that we used to play when we were kids, and it's got the dice here in the little dome and you pop it, lets you know how many you have to move, and then you just move around the board until you get to the center. But he loves Pop the Pig. There's an actual game that's called Pop the Pig where you feed burgers into the pig and it gets bigger and bigger until he pops. So when he saw the character, he immediately was like, I know that guy. So this game was $5, and he's never played a board game like this, but he's been really gravitating towards board games lately, so I thought this might be a fun one to try. And then the last board game we got is Link 4, which is like a knockoff of Connect 4, I guess. And he's actually explicitly been asking to play Connect 4 lately, but I can't find our set. I think I might have thrown it out because too many pieces were missing or something. So this is actually the reason why I went to FiveBelow, was for this game. And instead of spending just the $5, I ended up spending $50. But this was in fact $5. I got myself a shower speaker because I'm always taking my phone into the shower with me, and I don't think you're supposed to do that. So I'm hoping that this works. It seems like you plug it in with a USB to charge it, and then I don't know how long it lasts. I don't know if it even works, but this was $5.55 if I'm not mistaken. Nope, sorry, it was $5 exactly as well. So this is supposed to connect to the phone through Bluetooth and play my music without actually getting my phone wet. So I'm looking forward to using this. Mama had to get something for herself. Speaking of, you would think this is for me. This is like a jelly face mask, eye mask. Yeah, it's for tired, strained eyes, and it's got like water beads in it. It feels really soft and squishy and fun, but this is actually not for me. My son picked this out because he loves squishing these things. And I feel if I can get him to put it actually on his eyes, it would be a fun sensory sort of thing for him. But yeah, so this was not for me. He actually chose this for himself. Ooh, it's got like a plush lining. The part that goes towards your eyes is not like squishy or be squishy. It's like fluffy squishy. This was $3. He picked up a rainbow Slinky. These are his favorite things on the planet. He absolutely loves Slinkies. He loves colorful things. So once again, this is something that as soon as I saw it on the shelf, I knew that if he saw it, he was gonna want one, and I was right. This was just $1. I'm very happy to get him as many of these as he likes because he really, really enjoys them. And like I said, they're just $1, so yeah. Just a few things left, guys. So he got one of these light up water balls. It's got like a dinosaur in it. You probably can't tell. Let me open it up. See, the light's kind of screwing with it a little bit, but you can see that there's a dinosaur in there. A T-Rex, actually, if I'm not mistaken. And it seems to be filled with some sort of like glittery shrapnel that's just like floating about in there with the T-Rex. And there's also a light up element, so if you smack it hard enough, which I don't think I did. There we go. See, so it lights up. So he's really into that. This ball was $2. So the last thing that my son picked up was this Melissa and Doug Water Wow pad. And so you get this little pen that comes with a brush, you fill it with water, and with the water you can color all this in and write on it and stuff. He loves these things, and it's so funny because I've bought him so many of these and he never cared. He just did not give a hoot about them. And then his therapist comes over with one and he's like, wow, that's the most interesting thing I've ever seen. So now he loves them, which is fine. If that's what it took, then I'm okay with that, because now he's got like 8 of them that he could choose from. He was very upset because he tried to open it in the store, and of course this does not come with water, so he was like, why isn't this working? So he put it back and grabbed another one, like that one obviously is faulty, this one will work fine. No. But this was $4. I've actually seen them cheaper at Target, but it was there, he wanted it, I wasn't gonna say no. Poor guy, he never picks things out at the store, so to see him get excited about something was kind of fun. So yeah, if he wanted me to pay an extra $1 for it, I was okay with that. And the last couple things I got are actually not for my son. My best friend loves Twix. And so the very first thing that I saw when I walked into the store was this. It is a giant Twix egg, and so I bought this for her to give her on Easter. So yeah, I'm very excited for her. Just for reference, in case you want your own giant Twix egg, this was $4. And the last thing I got was another giant Easter candy. This one's actually for my husband, and it is a ginormous Ferrero Rocher. This was $5, and it's actually kind of funky because the whole candy is like a frame basically, like a chocolate orb, and it's got the little like hazelnuts all over it, etc, etc, but instead of being filled with the ganache that you're used to, it's filled with 2 more regular sized Ferrero Rochers. So you're getting candy within the candy. Plus it was just so cute. Isn't this adorable? This was $5 and I know my husband's gonna love it. He's not much for like Easter and like receiving gifts on holidays and stuff, but who's gonna turn down chocolate? If I could eat this, I'd have bought like 3 just for myself. So that is everything that I got on my first trip to FiveBelow. If you're more familiar with the store and you think that there's stuff I need to go back for because I might have missed something awesome, please let me know in the comments what your favorite thing to buy there is. I am not opposed to going back. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, I hope you'll please give it a big thumbs up. I'd also love it if you would subscribe and click that notification bell because I post at least 3 times a week and I wouldn't want you to miss a minute. Thanks so much again for watching. Bye!